Hi everyone, welcome to Computer Science and IT GATE coaching. Today in this lecture we are going to see all the changes that are made in GATE 2021. Even I am going to show you the syllabus, the things that they have added, the things they have removed, the date of examination and everything. The two papers that they have introduced, how if you want to give two, then which two paper you should select, because if you select some other randomly then they are going to discard that. Okay, so everything we are going to see the new pattern of the questions. So we are going to discuss everything that you require for GATE 2021. Okay, so now see the date of examination. Now date of examination is on 5th, 6th, 7th and all these are February. 5th of February, 6th, 7th, 12th, 30th and 14th of February 2021. Now previously it used to be of 4 days GATE exam, but now because of the coronavirus they have decided to have 6 days. Okay, and even though it is going to be in one day, there are going to be a 2 sessions, forenoon as well as afternoon. Okay, now we will see the two new subject, that is the paper they have introduced. See, in this, when GATE have released the one statement that they are going to introduce 2 new subjects, it doesn't mean that in your computer science or other in mechanical it is going to add 2 subjects. Okay, here the subject means 2 new paper they have introduced. Okay, so many of the students have personally asked me that, sir, what is the 2 subject that whether it is going to be added in no. Okay, so strictly no. The 2 new paper they have introduced, and even they have told that because of the PUCs, those PUCs that want this kind of knowledge about economics and all, because of that only they have introduced. So you can see the 2 new papers is ES, Environment Science and Engineering, and second is Humanities and Social Science in Economics, English, Linguistics, Physiology and Sociology. So these 2 are the new paper that they have introduced and making it to 27 papers. Okay, so it is not for CS and not for mechanical and others. Okay, it's just for the candidate who want to give exam in these 2 new test paper. Understood? Now see the test paper. Okay, so that the pattern, how the types of questions, how will be the type of questions. So it is going to be entirely objective type. Okay, so it is going to be objective type only, and the patterns of the questions includes MCQ question. It is similar as the previous year. Here multiple select question, it is the new added. Okay, so that is the new, because last years and before that it was not having. It was in 1990s like that it was having. So what is the difference between MCQ and multiple select question? In MCQ, if you do out of 4 options, there will be only one is going to be correct options. Okay, and it is going to carry 1 or 2 marks. Okay, and in every section it is going to happen. It may 1 or 2 marks, and there is a negative marking for that, and that is going to be 1/3 of that. Okay, and 1/3 of that is going to be a negative marking. In multiple select question, it is also containing, means the questions may have carry 1 or 2 marks, but for this, out of 4 options, for this kind of question, out of 4 options, there can be more than one correct options, And one good thing is that there is no negative marking for that, no negative marking. So this question you should attempt. Why? Because there is no negative marking. But one thing you should also keep in mind, that in multiple select questions, if it is having, they are saying that more than one correct, maybe more than one correct options can possible. Then if you are partially selecting, if 3 options are correct, okay, A, B, C, let us assume you are having A, B, C, D, and you have selected just A, but the correct answer is A, B, C. Okay, A, B, C. Then you are not going to get any mark, neither negative, no any partial marking. Okay, so here neither partial marking is there, no negative marking is there. Okay, so you have, if you want a full marks in MSQ, that multiple select question, you have to select all the options which are correct. Okay, so more than one options can be correct, so you have to select all the options which are correct. Okay, now the third one is the similar numerical ability type. So the only change that they have added is multiple select questions. Okay, now see, now we can give 1 or 2 subject paper alone. Means if we want, now we can do 2 subjects, means 2 paper, as since we are from computer science engineer, if we are following computer science as a primary paper, see first you have to choose in this information voucher they have given one table. From there you have to choose. It's not like that if you have chosen CS, you can even give the examination for electrical or mechanical. So they have given the chart that if your first paper, if you is CS, then second paper you can choose as a mathematics. And for each paper they are going to take some fee. Means if for CS for general category is 1,500, then for MA is going to be 1,500. That is MA means mathematics. So totally you have to give. If you are going to select two paper, then it is going to be 3,000. Okay. So now if someone wants to give two paper in GATE in 1 year only, then they can see the slot. Okay, that in the PDF that I have attached there they have created one table that if your first paper is this, then second paper you can choose out of that. But in CS we are not having many options. If your first paper is CS and second you can choose only mathematics. Okay. Now what is the eligibility criteria? As you have seen, now candidate who is studying in third year also are eligible now, because previously now it was not eligible in 18 and 17. So third year or higher year of any undergraduate program or has already completed any government affiliate degree program in engineering, technology, architecture, science, commerce, arts. So these are also eligible. Science, commerce, arts is also eligible in it, because some people get confused that GATE exam is only for engineers, but not. It is also for science, commerce, arts is eligible to appear for GATE 2021 examination. Now the next thing is that many of you ask me that what is the age limit, upper age limit. Okay, so even in last years when I was teaching in Jayanagar, there I have seen a student, what he is much more senior to us in the class also. The pass out year of that person was in 2006. Now see how much he was at the age of 40, and he came to the center to study. Okay. So this is the beauty of GATE, that you can attempt n number of times and there is no upper age limit. See, there is no age limit of to appear for GATE 2021 examination. Okay. So now the next change is here. Even they have written in the brochure that depending on COVID-19 situation, the schedule of GATE 2021 examination may change. So there is a chance that it may postpone. Okay, because by seeing the situation, so they have said that there is a chance depending upon the COVID-19 pandemic that's going on. Because of that, there is a chance that it may change. Okay, and even for international students, they have told here that due to COVID-19 related international travel restriction, examination at international center may be dropped. So at international center it may be dropped if the situation is not conducive, means helpful, by the end of the November 2020. So by the end of November 2020, if the situation is not under control of it, if it will not helpful, then the organizing body, now the IIT Bombay is organizing. So if they found that it is not there means in a good way, that helpful, the situation is not helpful, then they are even going to postpone the GATE exam, as well as in international, they are means international centers they are dropped, means they are going to drop. So they are not going to conduct if till November 2020 they are going to see, till November 2020 they are going to see what is the situation, then they are going to decide. Okay. Now see what the abilities the questions are going to test. Okay, what the questions are going to test. Okay, so it is going to test 4 things. So I am going to take one by one. So they have written all these things. That first it is going to test recall. What that recall means. So these are based on facts, principles, formulas or laws in the discipline of the paper. Okay, so based on the facts that you have studied from that subject, so principles and formulas, whatever it is having. So from that it is going to ask some questions that they will check whether you are able to recall it or not. The candidate is expected to obtain the answer either from his or her memory of the subject. So from this subject you have to bring that the answer, or at most from a one-line computation you have to do. So I will give you one question to see how that questions belongs to recall. So recall is saying that it belongs to some fact, based on some fact, principle or formulas it is going. So it is just going to be simple type of questions from the or only one line computation is required, okay, or at most from a one line computations. Okay, so let me take one example. So this is your GATE 2008 question asked in TOC. So this question falls in recall, okay. So it is saying that let n be an NFA with n states. So NFA is having n states. Let m be a minimized DFA with m state recognizing the same language. Means for same language, let us assume L1. It is having a NFA which is having the name of that NFA is n, which is having n states, okay. And for the same language, it is having a minimized DFA, okay, minimized DFA which is having a m states, okay. Now they are asking which of the following is necessary true, which is going to be the true. So you know that it is a minimized DFA for this language, so it is going to be the minimum number of states, that m is going to minimum number of states, and when you convert this NFA into DFA, maximum number of states you will require is 2 to the power n. So for this language, to construct a DFA, minimum states you require m. So this is the minimum number of states. This is going to be the maximum number of states in DFA. So minimum number of states in DFA is this, and maximum is this. So that minimal can be smaller than equal to, because it can be that many number. When you are converting this NFA into DFA, the maximum number of states you require is 2 to the power n. And they are saying that minimal DFA is containing m number of states. It means it can be either that maximum can be the minimum also, or it can be the minimum less than that. So that's why, which is always going to be true, that m is smaller than equal to 2 to the power. So this type of questions falls in recall, because we have seen this kind of, this you will able only to answer if you know the concept of DFA and NFA, that when you convert NFA to DFA, then maximum number of states required is 2 to the power n and minimum required is 1. Okay, so minimum when you convert NFA to DFA is 1. Okay, so minimal can be 1 also and this also. Okay, understood. Now we will see the next ability that they are going to test based on the questions. Okay, so they will form the question in such a way that they are going to check 4 things. So recall we have seen. Now we are going to see the next. Now the second point that they are going to test you is the comprehension. Okay, so these questions will, so if they will make the questions from the comprehension, so these questions will test the candidate understanding of the basic of his or her field. Okay, like for his or her field, any field, that basic understanding they will, by requiring him or her to draw simple conclusion from the fundamental idea. Means simple conclusion you have to draw. Simple conclusion you have to draw from the fundamental idea. Example, in order traversal of a binary search tree is. So you know that this is a part of C plus DS, and it is very important that what is the in order traversal of a binary search tree. If you know that, if you know in order and if you do the in order, so this is going to draw a conclusion that in order traversal of a binary search tree is in ascending order. Okay, so this is going to belongs to this criteria. So this kind of questions you are going to get. Now the third type of questions that we can see that will test the ability. So we are going to see that one. Okay. Now the third point that they are going to check is the application. Okay. So in this question, the candidate is expected to apply his or her knowledge either through computation or by logical reasoning. So here in this kind of questions, you have to do some computation or you have to apply some logical reasoning. Okay, so it is means whatever you have understood from there, they are going to ask you draw the applications. Okay, so this is the third point, third thing that this ability is going to check. Okay, whether you are having a applications ability or not. Okay, so now I will take one example to explain which type of questions belongs to application. Okay, so this is an example of application. So which questions, how the questions they are going to form that will belongs to application, that going to test your ability of applications, are you having that or not. So like I have taken one GATE 2005 question, that is of TOC. The question is consider the machine name. This is the machine name, and they are asking what is the language recognized by this machine. Okay, so if you see, it was having 4 options. I have just written the correct one because I just don't want to discuss more. Okay, so if you see, it is accepting null, B and A, then BB. Okay, when A is coming, then after every A there is 2B. Okay, then only it is getting accepted. So here every A is followed by at least 2B. That's why B is equal. So these you require the computation knowledge. Okay, so that's why this kind of questions belongs to this application. Logical reasoning is required here. Understood? So before going to point 4, they have mentioned that the above 3 ability that they are checking, the above questions may be a mix of single standalone statement, means standalone means individual questions, it can be individual question or maybe a mix of single standalone statement phrase, so it can be a mix of single, okay, phrase, data type, questions, combinations of options, code type or match item type questions. Means it is saying that the above questions may be a mix of single standalone statement, phrase, data type, questions, comma. So this can be a single questions, okay, and combinations of options, code type questions. It can have combinations also, or match item type questions. Mean like match the following, okay, match the following, okay. Understood? See here they means that combination of option code type questions means more than one options can be correct or NET type questions, like that they are saying that. So match items type questions can also be possible from these 3. Okay. Now fourth is saying it that analysis and synthesis, that in this question the candidate is presented with data. So fourth the ability that they are checking is the analysis you are having, okay. So what you are able to do from that analysis, so they are going to the candidate is means they are going to give you with some data, diagram, images, that is that require the candidate to compare two or more piece of information that you have to compare, then you have to conclude which option is going to be correct, okay, just like data interpretation, okay, in aptitude it is having. So questions in this category could for example involve candidate in recognizing unstated assumptions. So the assumption that they are not given, that you have to recognize, or separating useful information from irrelevant information. Okay, so last is this. So you have to either separating useful information from irrelevant information. Understood? So these 4 abilities they are going to test. Okay. So first we have seen that recall. Second we have seen the comprehension. Third we have seen the application. And fourth we have seen analysis and synthesis. Okay. So now see the number of questions in GATE 2021 they are going to ask. Even in previous also they are going to ask 65 only. So 65 questions you are going to get. Okay. Out of that 10 questions are going to be of general aptitude, and that I have even told you in my previous lecture that 5 questions will be carry 1 marks and 5 questions will be carry 2 marks. So total marks is going to 15, and 55 is the 55 questions will be from subjects, okay, core subjects. Even it is including maths also. And whenever I am saying engineering maths, it is containing both discrete as well as calculus and all. Okay, so engineering maths means everything. So 55 questions you are going to get there and 10 from there. So distribution of marks in all paper except AR, CY. These are some maths and all. For this, except means for CS and mechanicals and all. General aptitude 15 marks they are going to ask. So see, this is the highest weightage. Engineering mathematics 13 marks, and from the subject 72 marks. So total 100 marks. So from maths they are going to ask 13 and subject 72. For others, like except for this, they have given that 15, 85 and 100. And marking scheme is either 1 marks or 2 marks. Okay. So the questions will contain either 1 marks or 2 marks. Okay. Now see the important dates related to GATE 2021. So when the application is going to start filling, so GATE Online Application Processing System, that we called as GOPS website open will on 14 September 20. Okay, so this year on 14 September it is going to start. Now closing date of this online registration is on 30 September. This is very important because the closing date is very important because it is 30 September. You have to fill your application before that. Last year also many of the student was asking me what is the closing date. See, if you go beyond that, so this is the end of extended period for online registration. If you extend, then you have to give extra fee for late, with late fee. Okay, so you have to give late fee if you are going to fill your application after 30 September. So no need to do that. You know before only that your start date is 40 and end date is 30. In between you do that. And even in the browser, in the information, everything is written. What should be the photograph, the dimension, the background, everything it is mentioned. You should make all these things ready. Okay. Now, last date for change of category paper examination center. So, if last date for changing this after filling, if you again wants to change, then last date for that is on 13th November 2020. So, here also you have to give additional fee. Okay. So, admit card you will get on 8th January and result you are going to get on 22 March to 2021. Okay. So see, all this date they have said 7, 13, 18 like this, but GATE is having a tendency that the organizing body, what they do, they declare the result one day before the announcement. If they have written 22, then you are going to get the result in 21. Most of the means last 2-3 years I am seeing the same pattern. They are doing these things because the server will not go down. Okay, so if it will be before one day, even you can see that when they release that information, the server was very down. Okay, because many people was trying to accessing that. Okay, so you can expect that it will come one day before so that some people can see. So if you want to do these things, you can do before one day. Okay, now see the details of application fee for GATE 2021 for per subject paper. Okay, so if your examination center in India and if you are filling the form in regular period, that is between 14 Sep to 30 Sep, then for female candidate you have to give 750. But if you are filling the form in the extended period, that from 1st October to 7th October, you have to give 1250, so 500 more. Okay, so for SC, ST, PWD category per paper 750 in regular period, in extended period 1250. All other categories like OBC and general, they have to give 1500 in regular period and in extended period 2000. And outside India, so like in Dhaka, Colombo, so Kathmandu, like these are the places where per paper you have to give in regular period $50 and during the extended period $70. Okay, since all the fees are per paper. If you apply for 2 papers, you have to give into 2. Okay, so Dubai and Singapore, US dollar in regular 100 and extended period 120. Okay. Now see the syllabus of general aptitude. So general aptitude is going to be common for all these streams. So for all these streams it is going to be common. Okay. So verbal aptitude, it is containing basic English grammar, tenses, articles, adjective, prepositions, conjunction, verb, noun, agreement and other parts of speech. Then it is going to take basic vocabulary, words, idioms and phrases in context, reading and comprehension, narrative sequencing. Okay, so generally what I have seen that up to 5 marks questions they are going to ask from verbal aptitude. So if your English is good, then you are going to score 5 out of 5. Yeah, because it is going to be easy. Okay, so it is a scoring part in GA, but for that your English need to be little bit good. Now quantitative aptitude. So in quantitative aptitude, so you are having data interpretation, data graph. So in data graph, bar graph, pie chart and other graph representation data is there. 2-3 dimensional plots is there, maps is there, and tables, numerical computation is there, and estimation is there. In estimation, ratios, percentage, power, exponent and logarithm is there. Permutation and combination is there, and series, mensurations and geometry, elementary statistics and probability is there in quantitative aptitude. Okay, so we are having now 2 other things in general aptitude, that is analytical aptitude and spatial aptitude. Okay, now see the next topic that is in your general aptitude, analytical aptitude. It is in your syllabus. So in this it is having logic, that is having reduction and induction, analogy, numerical relation and reasoning. Now the last is spatial aptitude. So that is having transformation of shapes, translation, rotation, scaling, mirroring, assembling and grouping, paper folding, cutting and paper in 2 and 3 dimensions. So this is also in your GATE syllabus, these two and the previous two. Okay, so it is common for all stream and it is going to carry 15 marks. See, by seeing the syllabus, it is, I will not say it is easy only, that totally easy. You have to at least have the basic idea. You have to study for that. If you think that it is a aptitude, it is going to be easy, so I can leave it. I don't suggest this thing. You should do. You should study these things, and I will say that in first subject that you should choose is the aptitude. Or in one way you can do first complete that. Or if someone will face the difficulties that I am only doing aptitude, so what you can do in 3-4 hours every day you can devote for aptitude. Okay. And now see the changes that happen in GATE 2021 CSC syllabus. Okay. So in discrete maths they have added monoid because previously in syllabus it was not written. Now they have explicitly written monoid. Okay. In COA they have added pipeline hazard. Okay. In COA they have added pipeline hazard. Now see, some of the subject I have not written here like digital logic, because in digital logic there is no change. In COA pipeline, now in programming and data structure no change, that's why I have not written here. In algorithm, now they have written graph traversal. Previously it was having only graph search. So for graph traversal you need to know graph search. Okay. So it is like you can say that there is no change, just only the terminology they have changed. It's not the terminology. Graph, after graph search only you should know graph traversal. Okay. So you can say that now they have added graph traversal also. Okay. Now in compiler design there are more topic they have added, that is local optimization they have added, data flow analysis, in that constant propagation, liveness analysis, common sub-expression elimination they have added. Now in OS they have added system call. Okay, in OS they have added system call. In OS it was having, previously it was having only CPU scheduling. Now it is having both IO scheduling as well. Okay, CPU scheduling as well as IO scheduling. Now both is in OS. Now again more changes are in COA, in CN, computer network. In database there is no change. Okay, that's why I have not written about database. In CN there is more changes. Now they have written, see these things we used to teach, but even in syllabus it was not written because we require the knowledge of that. So now they have explicitly written that. Okay, means whenever they are explicitly writing these things, it means the chances of questions from that topics they are increasing. Means asking of that from that topics they are increasing the chances. Okay. So now OSI and TSIP protocol is stacked. It was not written there previously. Now they have written it. Okay. Now basic of packet, this they have added. Circuit and virtual, it is, yeah, it should be switching. Circuit and virtual circuit switching. So previous it is switching. Okay. So now they have added circuit and virtual circuits switching. Previously only by writing switching we were studying circuit and virtual circuit switching. But now they are explicitly saying that you should only study circuit and virtual circuit switching. No need to learn any other switching. Okay. Now in data link layer they have added framing, error detection, medium access control and Ethernet bridging. Okay. So they have even changed some of the terminology. Some part they have kept in data layer, in data link layer, because what they did just means, if you say that some part they kept up in data link, some in other part. Okay. So now in routing protocols they have added shortest path. Okay, in routing protocol they have added shortest path. Previously we were not having in routing protocol that the shortest path, it was having only distance factor and link state. Okay, in routing algorithm. but now they have added also shortest path and flooding. Now they have added CIDR notation, basic of IP support protocol. These things also we were studying. Okay, these things also, if I was teaching, I used to teach this thing, but now they have explicitly written basic of IP support protocol. This now NET they have added, network address translation they have added. Now in transport layer, flow control and congestion control they have added. Okay, because in transport layer they have. So now see the topics that are removed from computer network. Okay, IPv6 is removed, routers is removed, basic of Wi-Fi is removed, network security, whole thing in network security is removed, authentication, basic of public key and private key, cryptography, digital signature and certificates, firewall, all these topics are is no more in computer network. Okay, so we have seen everything related to GIT 2021. So all the best to all of you. Please study hard. Okay, bye.